The Mesa Chamber of Commerce Inside Business Podcast brings you a unique view of Mesa through its vibrant business community and the subjects that are important. The podcast is produced in the Mesa Chamber of Commerce Media Studio, sponsored by the University of Phoenix. Our podcast is hosted by Mesa Chamber of Commerce CEO Sally Harrison. Please enjoy this episode of the Mesa Chamber Inside Business Podcast.
Hi, I'm Sally Harrison, President and CEO of the Mesa Chamber of Commerce, and today in our podcast studio, I have friends from FiberFirst, Liz and Christian. Welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, good to have you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So before we get started on questions about work stuff, let's talk about like your backgrounds, where you came from, what brought you here. We'll start with you, Liz.
Yeah, so I come from the startup world. I have worked at DoorDash. I've worked with Uber Eats as well. And now I am with FiberFirst. So I come from that startup background where you're really getting in at ground level and helping build an organization. So.
Okay, you were not born and raised in Mesa, Arizona, I can tell.
No, I'm a New Yorker. It's a dead giveaway in my voice.
A little bit, yeah. Okay. And Christian?
Yes, I come from the retail publishing background.
Okay.
I've been in marketing for probably about 25, 30 years now.
Wow, okay.
So I've been doing a little bit of everything.
All right.
Photography.
Nice.
As well as publishing and all aspects of marketing, community events. So it's been a whirlwind.
Nice. And you came from?
I'm based in our South Lake corporate office in Texas.
All right.
But I've been in Texas probably for about 30 years now.
Okay. And Liz, you've been with FiberFirst for a while now.
Yeah, so a little over a year, coming up on a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
She's a veteran.
Yeah. and you're newer.
Yes, I've been here started this year.
Okay, great.
I came from a business consultancy business as well, and so I've been doing all aspects of marketing, and then came aboard with a great opportunity to lead the marketing events team. So
awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. So talk about where FiberFirst is based at, you said Texas.
Yes.
And how long the company's been around. What's your mission?
So we have been around for about 3 years now. We're based in South Lake, Texas. We are in 4 markets, as we're here in Mesa. We are in Omaha, Nebraska. We are in South Lake and DFW as a whole, as also Central Texas. A couple of properties and communities down there as well. But we have started this company as almost as a division of our parent company, Ubiquity, which does fiber install and construction. And we are their internet service provider as a standalone.
Got it.
We are able to service the communities that they install in and bring fiber, TV, and phone to those communities.
Nice. So what was it about Mesa that drew you guys here?
So Mesa has a unique growth potential, and it has a lot of the aspects of a community that we're looking for. So there's potential in incoming population. There's a tech sector here. There's a lot of community involvement, and it really ticks a lot of boxes for us as a company. Our mission is to bring fiber internet to the underserved, whether that be socioeconomic, maybe whether it's lack of choice or just lack of knowing what's out in the marketplace.
Sure.
So those are the communities and towns that we really try to set a footprint in.
Great. Talk about what makes FiberFirst different when you compare you to other internet providers, and what are the advantages of fiber optic internet?
So I think the biggest thing with FiberFirst is we are hyper local. We care about our community. All of our techs, our employees, they're based in Mesa. So it's that white glove service that you're not going to get with other providers. Some advantages of just fiber optic internet is it's more reliable, better connectivity, it's faster. It's definitely the future of internet.
Yeah.
So to have that here in Mesa is just going to put you guys a step ahead.
That's awesome. I know there's a lot of options now, but not a lot of options always where you're located. Yeah. So community engagement seems to be a big part of what you do. I mean, we've seen it firsthand. You guys have been great to participate in other, some of our bigger events, some of our smaller events. I think we still are drinking water from our Aviation Fascination event. But talk about some of the recent initiatives or maybe partnerships that FiberFirst has been involved in within the Mesa community.
Yeah, so we try to spread ourselves out around, I would say, about a couple different organizations and different verticals. So we like to work with the city, with schools, with local HOAs. So recently we worked with the city for Celebrate Mesa, which was an amazing event that we helped sponsor. We helped sponsor the Sunset Market. We're a big sponsor of that in downtown Mesa. We also just did Easter extravaganza, the Easter egg hunt downtown, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw pictures.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. So we try to do a lot of, I would say, a lot of community involvement to show that we're not just a fiber optic internet company, but we care about, the neighborhoods around us.
That's awesome. Well, you mentioned schools. Talk about how you guys engage with schools, and I know you're also involved in some of our local nonprofits.
Yeah, so right now we're actually working with Dobson Ranch High School. We're working with the FFA, the Future Farmers of America, and we're helping sponsor a trip for them to go down to Tucson and compete in a show. So that's just one way we're working with schools. Some nonprofits we're working with is the Boys and Girls Club and United Food Bank as well.
Because all that community involvement, there's always a gap that needs to be addressed.
Yes.
And we want to be able to be there, step in, and assist
That's
when we
awesome.
can. So.
Well, thank you for your engagement because, nonprofits, there's so many of them and there's just only so much money to go around and you have to, kind of pick and choose. But there's some really great causes that we work with and know that, they're doing good work. So any support of those initiatives and causes that we have in our community, I think it goes a long way.
And we as a company value putting those dollars into the community because we know that the community is going to succeed by adding those sponsorships and partnerships. Yeah. So it's a win for everybody.
It's huge. Why is fiber optic internet a better option for businesses? You started to touch on it just a little bit.
So for businesses, it really gives you more opportunity, more options to service your customers. If you are, a coffee shop and you want to offer free Wi-Fi, be able to do that with, typical broadband, it's more difficult because you're not going to be able to get the speeds or the capacity and the bandwidth in order to offer to multiple devices on any one service. With fiber, you're getting the strongest connection possible into your business. You're able to offer that and you're able to bring in TV and phone, and it's all under one service. Yeah. So it's convenient as well as stable. And, as a business owner, you don't want to be worrying about if your internet's going to go out in the middle of the day.
We've had that.
Yeah. Especially if you're running, point of sale machines or if you got security systems, all of that goes down with the internet. That's not something you really want to worry about as a business owner. So having the state-of-the-art technology that we offer is what's going to really, resonate with a business owner.
Well, that's fantastic. So in addition to that, you're expanding into TV and phone services. I did not know about the TV piece. What can customers in our community expect?
So with other competitors, everyone has TV, everyone has phone, and what that does is it offers the opportunity to bundle services and give customers a better rate for all three. So bringing TV, bringing phone in, it all comes in on the same line. It all comes on that same strong technology background.
Okay.
And so offering it that way rather than having three multiple services coming into your home, three bills, it's it's a pain that we can help alleviate. It's all in one bill.
What's the timeline for that?
We are running TV and phone now.
Yeah, it is live.
Snap. Okay. Good to know. All right. Well, you've talked about the services. So how do you service your customers? Once somebody gets into your family and they're part of FiberFirst, what does service look like?
So from a service point, we are hyper-local. Our customer service team are all local, based in the United States, based in the local markets that they serve in. So when you have an issue, it's easier to reach out to someone local than it is to calling a national call center and ultimate wait times that maybe don't get taken care of as easily. So we're in the markets just for that reason, so that we can service on a more timely basis and understand the needs of our customers.
That's awesome. So anything else? What else is going on? What are you up to next?
Well, we are looking to expand, throughout Mesa. So that is something that is coming onto the horizon, as well as into some areas in Gilbert. That should be coming around this summer.
We don't really say the G word here.
Oh, sorry. It's on the border. Yeah.
No, they're
Mesa.
friends.
We're really centered though, mainly in Mesa.
It's all good.
You gotta.
We're East Valley.
Yeah,
right?
East
We're
Valley.
a big team. Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that we have coming up on the horizon, and just to keep doing what we're doing and be the top fiber optic internet provider here in Mesa.
So if somebody wanted to reach out and learn more about any of your services, how would they get a hold of you?
You could go to our website, which would be www.fiberfirst.com, and you could type in your address to see if we're in your area, and you'd be able to sign up that way.
See, all our pricing is up front and clear on there, so you can
Nice.
pick the option, sign up, schedule an installation right from the get-go.
Great.
And we did want to give a promo.
Oh, a promo. Ooh, heard it here first.
That's
Okay.
right.
For any residential, this is a residential promo, it is for 1 gig for $49.99. So typically that's $75.
Nice.
So,
It's for
Great.
new customers only, though.
Okay.
yes.
So
and-
is there a timeline on that?
I think through the end of the summer.
Oh, nice.
yes, we
Okay.
have some time.
All right.
And that promo code
Oh.
is just going to be the number 1 gig now.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
1 GIGNOW.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in today.
It's a pleasure meeting with you.
Nice to meet you. Liz, always good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too.
This has been a Mesa Chamber of Commerce Inside Business podcast. You can find all podcast episodes at iTunes, Spotify, or your own favorite podcast website. You can also find them online at mesachamber.org. Content of this podcast is copyright the Mesa Chamber of Commerce, unless otherwise noted.